Many of you ask questions about energy rising when you do Joe Dispenza's work. There is a lot of fear, confusion, and lack of understanding. So there's lots of controversy around the energy, Kundalini energy rising, especially when we do pulling the mind out of the body, the main breath technique by Joe Dispenza. What I would like to say is I also had thoughts about it and questions about it. When I was doing the work for my own healing, I didn't even realize that this breath could activate Kundalini energy. I knew Joe called it the energy moving through your body, but he doesn't really talk about, he doesn't name it Kundalini, but obviously we know that it's the same thing. So what I would like to say, I had a download about it a few weeks ago. It was in the meditation, and as soon as I came out of the meditation, I had, like, my question was answered. I asked the question about, is it safe for people to activate Kundalini energy at home, for people who are not advanced meditators, those who, what they may feel or believe, are not prepared for this sort of energy to be activated in their body. Because if you were to read and research materials, sources about this energy, there is a lot of information that could be scary. Things like that if you're not prepared for this sort of energy, you may experience it in a very violent way. You may even end up having, I don't know, worsening of your symptoms or some temporary nerve pain. Some people even mention psychosis. So the main thing that I discovered, and the main thing that was shown to me, and what I received after that meditation, was that a lot of this was true in the past, when the energy of the earth and our human body's energy was different. It was much more dense. So that's why in the past, the yogis and advanced meditators and people who would do the Kundalini activation would need to spend a lot of time to be prepared for this process, both physically and mentally. Do a lot of, I don't know, fasting, cleansing, yoga, and lots of other practices to help the energy move through the body in a effective and gentle way. And now, but obviously we see people go to Joe Dispenza's retreats, and they often have Kundalini awakening, and they didn't meditate beforehand, or they don't have much experience. And obviously there is something about being on the retreat, where you get the support of advanced meditators and their energy, and basically the energy of the room helping you process this sort of energy. But it doesn't mean that an awakening of Kundalini that could happen to you at home is something that you should be scared of or try to control or avoid. And I agree that there is lots of information about it, and they say that you should be prepared, and there is lots of like people warning about it. So the one thing I would say is, number one, you should never force it. You should never try and force it just to be able to have this sort of experience. So forcing is not a good idea, but on the other hand, you should not try to block it or avoid it. What I believe is the main thing to remember is that this is an extremely intelligent form of energy. It's there for us to serve us in the best possible way. So when this energy goes through, gets activated in our meditation practice, breathing practice, it usually means that we are ready. And why do I know this? Because after that meditation, where I was meditating on that and asking those questions, what I was told was, in the past, it was much more difficult for people, for the human body to process this sort of energy, and that's why preparation was required, because we were in different energy as a planet and as humanity, and our physical bodies were much more dense. Whereas now, with the ascension process that has been going on for quite a while now and is being accelerated, especially now more and more, we have been upgraded and prepared for Kundalini energy to be awakened in a much better way than generations before. And this is why so many people experience spontaneous rising of Kundalini energy, simply because this energy is also assisting us in the ascension. It can obviously bring on a really beautiful, powerful biological upgrade. And this is what happens when people experience this on Joe Dispenza's retreats. And more people experience this when they do the practice at home. So my message really is, from what I got in this download, we shouldn't be afraid, because times have changed. We have changed. Our planet has changed. We are not as dense as we used to be. We contain far more light, and we keep receiving more and more light activations. And this is why the cleansing process the cleansing and preparation process has already begun for us, without us even knowing. So we are much more capable of rising and then processing Kundalini energy than generations in the past. So if you ever read things, I don't know, some sort of scary information about Kundalini energy, make sure that you are paying attention to when this information comes from. How long ago somebody was talking and referring to this, because most sources talk about Kundalini energy from even a few decades ago, so this information is no longer valid. And this is why I would always recommend not forcing it. You should not be doing this practice for specifically to rise your energy, because then you can just speed it up unnecessarily when you are not ready. You should always just surrender, and when it happens, don't resist it, because resistance is the only thing that can cause some temporary, I don't know, discomfort. And I personally had a few of my clients who I then recommended Joe Dispenza's work as part of their healing journey, and some of them experienced Kundalini awakening. And although it was intense, but it was nothing scary, nothing. It was intense, but there was nothing physically wrong with it, apart from just a little bit of shaking, vibration, maybe feeling like some shivers, but mostly just explosion of energy going through the body, eventually resulting in this beautiful biological upgrade, shift in consciousness. And this is why I would like, this is the main message I would like to pass on. There's nothing to be afraid of. As long as we understand what is happening, as long as we know what we can expect when we do this practice, that the energy can rise. It doesn't have to be a full rising, it can be partial. But when you feel the energy, just relax into it. Don't try to block it. And if at some point you do feel overwhelmed and you you would like it to be more gentle with you, and just you don't feel like you are ready, you can talk to this energy. It's not like some sort of force that's gonna I don't know, overpower you, and you've got no control over it. When you talk to this energy and say, I'm asking you to be gentle, I if at any point you wanted to stop, you simply say stop, or you open your eyes, and the energy is going to cooperate with you. It's not something that's it's not your enemy. It's not your it's not some sort of foreign force that is going to do some strange things to you. It's a beautiful, intelligent form of life force energy, one of the most powerful forces in the universe that we know of, and it's serving you. That's why whenever you want to open up to this energy, just do it without fear, and try to just speak to the energy. Don't force it, but don't be afraid of it. There's nothing to be afraid of. So many people go through awakenings now, even spontaneous awakenings. They often don't know what's going on, but that's why it's important to know. When you feel vibration at the base of your spine, during or after meditation, it doesn't mean that it has to happen anytime, but you can just say, oh, okay, I can feel you're being activated. You can talk to it. You can communicate with it. For me, the full-blown activation hasn't happened. I'm sure it was partial what happened during my healing, but it was beautiful. It was intense. I could feel the effects, the after effect for a few weeks. But the beauty of this experience is that you feel bliss, you feel really elevated emotions, overwhelming, beautiful love, and it's something to look forward to, but don't force it. It will happen when the time is right for you. But this is the main message I wanted to pass. Times have changed. We are on so many levels, in terms of consciousness, in terms of the density of our body, and even awareness, far better prepared for Kundalini rising than people in the past. And this is why there is no need to be worried about anything. Just without forcing, just trusting and surrendering to the divine. I hope this helps.